Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a very somber day here for me today. I don't feel like smiling much. I was pulled into a dream. It was lucid, and I saw most of it. I was actually, it was so real. I was like interacting in the same way that I would in real life, and I saw two karmic women, family members of mine, pulling on my energy and gossiping. I mean, I presume they're gossiping about me to do this, but technically, I didn't see the gossip. I just saw how they were trying to control my life. But there I was, trying to heal one of them, like I always do. I just feel so bad for people that I feel like healing people that are under an illusion about the main ringleader is a good thing. It's a good thing, to give people advice and help and guidance, counseling. And I feel like it's killing me though. It's killing me because I feel like I'm almost, in a way, working for the enemy. Does that make sense? I know how it sounds, but in spiritual war, like, you have to be careful who you give your energy to anymore, because that person is still 100% in alignment with a very low vibrational karmic woman, and somebody that I've left. I've left everybody in my family. I don't talk to any of them. And then I realized that these two, and probably many more that they have in their circle of, well, I could call a coven. I should probably start calling it what it is. A fucking cult. It is a coven of women who sit around gossiping about successful, beautiful, youthful women that they can't access. And I see that somebody I love, who is actually quite apologetic in real life, like they have gone to God, they're tired of suffering, a man, a masculine, they've put spells on him. They've put spells on all men. It's so sad. And I just saw in the dream how much they really want my energy to fix him, because he is their punching bag. So it would make sense that if I heal him, give him energy, revive his spirit, that he would be up around, healed and energetic again, which would give him enough energy to argue with them and fight with them. And for what? For what? It's a fucking cycle. Giving anybody my energy anymore, it's keeping them in a cyclical loop. I mean, the only thing I suppose would be different is that maybe that man on his deathbed, which I feel and fear he's very much close to, would maybe at least see the light, and I could pray for him to have his eyes opened and to see what's really going on. I just heard Spirit say men's hearts are failing them for what they're seeing. It's biblical. Men don't want to see it. Women don't want. Nobody wants to see what has been taking place. How many people have hated you, gossiped about you, which is magic, been codependent on you, pulling on your energy, which is magic, going to Starbucks after church with their girlfriends, gossiping about how you don't deserve money, you don't deserve a boy, and you don't deserve anything better in your life. That's magic. And so I've seen it, and I've seen it just last night. It was weird. Spirit was showing me that divine feminines, you're about to go into a very low, dark reality, but it's like you're the light there, so it's not going to feel as scary for you as it is for other people around you. It's not scary. It's going to be liberating because you're going to see so much darkness that is other people's. It's not your own darkness. It's not darkness as in like going to consume you. It's not going to consume you. You're going to be shining a light on it and seeing that this is what has been kept you at a karmic cyclical loop for a very long time. And you're going to the pits of hell to be able to cut those cords. There. You have to see it at ground zero, at the battlefield. You have to see it. When a lot of us are in a higher plane of existence, we're meditating all day, namaste, feeling so good, so high, right? That's one thing, but then there's a spiritual war here. And earth angels, star seeds, you guys are being asked to go in to help people right now. Help guide, help instruct, help lead. And you're not going to be doing it from a very high place. You're going right into the world. You're bringing heaven to earth, which means that you have to be in the world, not of it. You have to be in the 3D. You have to be right there at ground zero where shit hurts. And you have to see it. You have to see pain for what it is. You have to see people for what they are. Anymore, what people are agents of the devil. A lot of them. There's a lot of good ones, though. There's a lot of good ones that are ready to surrender. And they've prayed for you. They've prayed for earth angels. They've prayed for you to be in their life in some capacity. Now, because you're so in tune with source and you're so in tune with your higher self, you don't need to go visit these people. You don't need to be around them at all. In fact, you can heal people a multitude in one video. You can heal people, a multitude of people in one dream that you have. And telepathically as well, sending that person to the light. You can remotely send someone to the light if they're on their deathbed. You don't need to be there personally. You just send them love, you send them prayers, you tell them they are forgiven, they are beautiful, and they're going to go home. They're going to go home to God because God never gave up on them. Karmics gave up on them. Karmics gave up on themselves. Very, very karmic, low vibrational people gave up on themselves and these men. And these men need to know that God never abandoned them. God will never abandon them. So when I was hearing men's hearts will fail them, I hate to be that doom and gloom, but that is what I'm hearing. The whole world right now can't stand what they're seeing. They are seeing that through the thin veil, the veil has thinned. They are starting to see demons, extraterrestrial activity. They're starting to see UFOs. They're starting to see ghosts. They're starting to see paranormal in a way that has been amplified and highlighted so much more because now there's social media for that to get across, right? In the same way that 50 years ago, no one has ever seen someone, in a movie having unalive someone. But now you can watch a movie and see 50 deaths in one movie. That does a number to a soul, okay? That really can fuck up a soul, even if it's a movie. Your inner child, the inner self, they shouldn't have to witness that. But then you see it in a way that is so, it's so easily accessible. So these men, and I was getting primarily men for this message today, these men, they're not divine masculines in that they have lived a life of divinity. They haven't lived a life of, they haven't worked with the divine, but they are still gods. They're still gods. Not only are they God's child, they are gods. Ye are all gods. We are all gods. Anybody that says otherwise, not getting a friend pass in my life. You'll not be in my life. There was another man recently that I've been dealing with, a friend who has actually spent a lot of time defending me in a group of masculines that hate my guts. have called me every name in the book for what I do, and he's this one man who stood up for me against all of them. I mean, 20 plus people against me and this guy that was next to me doing a lot of eye-opening in that group. And even he thinks that that only one certain race is a god. I don't agree with that. And that's never going to be something I agree with. We are all gods. Every last one of us exists in the whatever this is. Whatever reality is, whatever truth is, whatever the universe is, whatever it is, we all exist in it. So if we all exist in God, then that means we are part of God. All of us, no matter your fucking skin color. So that pisses me off, and I don't give a shit how many days you spend trying to protect me. If you're a supremacist, you're not going to be my friend. Period. Because I don't agree with that bullshit. Now, I definitely wanted to talk about how a lot of you are facing persecution by people that are claiming you don't know the Lord, you don't know God. Primarily religious fanatics that are convincing you because you have a different way of living, a different way of speaking, that you are involved with the devil instead. And you obviously know, because you've been there, where they're at, and that it's just a fear program that has been instilled. And so I know you know to have compassion and grace and send love, be love, give love back where you have not received any, right? And these men, again, that I'm talking about, who have seen so much in just a short time, I'm really getting like the awakening that's been happening, through 2019, 2020. I really highly believe that's when it all started. Age of Aquarius. I personally think that when we all shifted to online, like that's the sign of Aquarius. That's I think when it all started. These men who haven't been aligned with the divine have been getting weaker and weaker because they didn't have a way to transmute all of the dark energy that was sent to them by karmic women. And in this message today, I'm talking about karmic women. Karmic meaning they spend their time harming others in order to gain something, in this instance energy, vanity, and in order to compete with those who are divine. And it doesn't work. There is no competition. A true divine being does not compete. There is no competing. You're not competitive, yet the karmics are. And so these women in the dream were hiding this man from me, though. Ironically, I didn't see him, because I think what's happening is he is starting to support me. I think he is starting to say, and this is a family member. Again, I don't talk to my family. I haven't spoken to them since 2021. I think this family member is now absolutely standing up for what is truth. And I think he's being attacked because of it. And I think that this is going to happen all across the world, including your family members that you thought at one time did not approve of you. And it's going to shock you, because this was the one person you thought would never go to the light. You thought this person would never want to heal. They would never surrender. You considered them a narcissist. This man was absolutely 100% a narcissist. And I never thought in a million years I would see the day where in my visions, in my meditation, telepathically, he's so broken because of what they have done to him. that he is now surrendering and going to God. And that is the true purpose of a karmic. You've had karmics in your life, and it led you to the light. It led you to God. And in the same way, that's what these people are doing to the masculines as well. So, Divine Feminine, you have to be aware that your masculines are starting to defend you. They are starting to get flack for it. And it feels like it's because the veil is thinned. It's because they're starting to see truth for what it is, and that you were right all along. But some of them are too far gone. Some of them are too broken. They feel too broken to be around you. So there's still a lot of shame. There's still a lot of guilt. And this is what I'm getting as a healer. You're going to be forgiving. And you, as the divine, are going to be almost allowing them access into heavenly realms. You are crossing them over, is what you're doing. But some of you are doing it telepathically, in dreams. You're not healing these people physically because you're not even around them anymore. And plus, it would take a lot of time, effort, energy, resources, money to get to that person to cross them over. You're not doing that. You're doing energetic work. So, if this message is resonating, and you've ever had that feeling, that inkling that maybe someone who really, really was never going to change, they're changing, and it's like it's shocking you, I think you really need to go with it. I think you need to go with your gut and your intuition and assume that, yeah, maybe they are. Because the psychic warfare I'm seeing and I'm witnessing in these dreams, it's beyond reproach. It's vile. It's vile. I'm genuinely curious what happens after these men that, again, never worked with the divine, never even believed in God, really. When they pass on, I genuinely wonder what happens here on earth when that's done. With those karmics, they're not going to just suddenly change their ways. I don't know what will happen. Honestly, I haven't been able to get word on that, but I'm hoping it doesn't start a new cycle with someone new. Narcissists deserve narcissists. I hope that they just meet other people just like them. That's all. That's what I want. But you need to know, honey, that your divine masculine is stepping up for you, okay? You need to know that. You need to be very aware that it's happening all across the world. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. The veil can't be this thin for you to see truth and the others in the world to not see it as well. It has to be universal. There is truth being shown, highlighted everywhere. Don't give up hope. They are fighting for you. They're taking a stand and saying, I am with him, I am with her. They are doing that in waves. It's waves. So right now, it seems like there's this big push. And the reason that you can feel that it's successful is because starseeds and earth angels are being called into a lower dimension. All of a sudden, you might look around and you feel more depressed than normal. You feel really sad. You feel really groggy. You're not understanding, like brain fog, like stuff like that. It's because now you're in a different reality because your soul was called into a different reality. And your higher self agreed. Your higher self agreed and wanted you there. So this isn't something that is long term. It's not going to be forever. It's just because you're there to help a certain person who just prayed for help. And if somebody prays for help, the divine is going to send divine guidance, a divine person. And in this instance, it's you. It may used to have been their ancestor or an angel or something, but now it's you. You're an earth angel. So when people in a fallen collective are praying, they are asking God for help. God is sending you, and your higher self is agreeing. And so you might wake up and you might feel a little bit different. You're stiff, like your bones feel like they're just in pain and like inflammation, arthritis, something like that like you normally don't ever have. The reason you don't ever have that is because you're never in that lower dimension. You're not really ever in that lower frequency. You're in a frequency all the time of peace, prosperity, hope, you know. But now you've integrated into a lower frequency. And when you're there, well, you're going to see things that you normally wouldn't see, right? You'll see behaviors in people you normally didn't notice before. You'll see, again, inflammation, like your body will ache, some things too for psychics. You'll start smelling smells that you've never smelled before, and it's because there are people around you energetically that need to be let go of. You need to let go and cut cords at that lower vibration to remove them to get back to where you were. And you're ready for it. Your higher self wouldn't have done it if you weren't ready. So if these symptoms are sounding like something you just experienced, please know that you're already ready for it, okay? Not only are you ready, but it's already happened and it's time and you're going to be successful. It's all you have to do is see who is keeping you there. Who's really keeping you there? Who's the real enemy? It's not people. It's ideologies. It's mindsets, principalities. It's not people. So don't take it out on people, right? You are the light. Why would you? You wouldn't. You would never take it out on people. You realize it's not them. It's ignorance. So, a message for the high priestesses that are healers and shamans, and you're so gifted. You are about to heal people from remotely. Another thing I wanted to discuss was that if some of you are financially strapped right now and you can't understand how you're going to be making money to make ends meet while doing the healing that you know you're supposed to be doing, right? Because some of these people are not going to be paying you for that service. That's okay. The universe will pay you in other ways. You're not getting a quid pro quo, most of you. You know, when you give someone artwork to heal them because it brightens up their room and their space and it helps them in some way. You've put maybe light codes into it. They may not have enough to pay you right away, but you want to do it. Your heart is telling you to do it. Do it. Again, this is where discernment comes in, because doing it for free all the time, that's stupidity. You would end up under a bridge, and we don't want that. But once in a while, it's like you might have to do that, especially if some of you are just starting your businesses and you're not having much success. It doesn't matter. The universe will pay your bills in other ways. It might not be quid pro quo. You might not be getting it from a client, but you'll find money elsewhere. You'll go to a store and somebody who's wealthy just happens to be told by spirit, hey, hand that person 10 grand. You don't know, but you're not here to, worry about money. You're not here to do that. So you have to know the divine will pay your bills. They will pay your bills. In one way or another, you will always have enough. Always. You will always have enough. You are a master manifester. Your soul alone calls in what you are needing, okay? If you keep living through your heart space, you keep doing things for the good of humanity, the universe has no other choice but to help you do that, right? But you have to live in that authenticity. You have to live that upright life. You have to live to help others, in service of others. You are a servant, right? We are all servants. So it is time to be in service to humanity. So I just wanted to talk about this because it's something that I noticed today in myself. I woke up feeling more apathetic, more indifferent, more ready for war than I've ever felt. Like real war. I might not be a soldier in the U.S. Army, but I'm a soldier in other ways, and I've never felt more ready for that. I've never felt more excited to show people a choice, that you've had a choice all along, but it was stripped from you. You didn't know that you had one, but you always did. You always could have chosen an easier life, but we didn't know. We didn't know. Our thoughts, everything was monitored, controlled. We didn't know that an easier life existed. But we technically had a choice at a soul level. A lot of us wanted to go through these harsh lessons so that one day when we come out the other side, we're strong and ready for war so we can help other people. We wanted to learn what it was like at rock bottom so that when other people are going through rock bottom, we know how to guide them out. So right now, you're noticing a huge divide. Some of you might even be seeing that the people who hurt you the most have already gotten their karma. Their karma was that other people did the same shit to them. And now on their deathbed, or as they're getting weaker and weaker, they're wanting to go to God because they can't stand it anymore. They want to give up. They want to surrender. And you are there to forgive them and to love them and to send them away, send them home. And I'm talking to the divine ones. If anyone just said, oh, I don't want to forgive them, fuck them, this message isn't for you, honey. This message is for those who have mercy and compassion and grace and forgiveness in their heart. They're the ones that are the real peacekeepers. They want to keep peace. They want to let others have peace after a lot of suffering. And they know that they're capable. So, forgiveness is a thing that a divine being would do. The divine is unconditional love. The divine forgives in a matter of seconds, not even instantly. The second you say, I'm sorry, I'm forgiven, I don't want to hold on to that grudge, I'm done, that's the second God forgives you, because you forgive you. You are God. So if anyone here has a problem, and I mean this really truly from my heart, if you have a problem with me saying forgive a narcissist, then this channel's not going to be for you going forward. And this is not going to be your message. We are to forgive our enemies. We are to love our enemies. We are to do, well, what Christ would do. So if you have a problem with that, that's okay. Again, this isn't your message. This message is for those who are spiritual healers, shamans, and they are being instructed by the divine to go back into the Hunger Games, basically. You've already beat the Hunger Games once, but in the movie, in those series, they had to go back a second time. Why? To end it. They won the first time, but now they have to go back to end it. So that's what you're doing. You're going back in to end the system itself, the system of pain, the system of hardship, the system of injustice. And you just need to be aware that your energy was pulled on purpose so that you would go where you were called to go to. A lot of karmics might be gossiping about you, talking about you, but there might be someone there in that cult, in that group, in that coven, in that church little function at Starbucks. There could be one person there who just prayed for you, who prayed for some sort of help. Maybe not you personally, but you're going to go in as a starseed and you're going to see exactly what is going on and you're going to address it because there is no fear. There's no fear. You're going to befriend the one that at one time was actually the problem. But because they've experienced so much bad karma because of it, they're finally ready to surrender. They're finally going to God. Some of them are transitioning, meaning passing on. Some of them are just at rock bottom and will still continue in the 3D, they'll still continue their life, but they just need you to give a message of hope or something. anyway. It doesn't matter what it is that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it. You're being called in to a lower vibrational frequency to save that one person because they're ready to be saved. And normally I would say, we can't save others, but we can. It's all in our mind anyway. As a healer, we are the ones that say, that guy looks like he has, a broken leg, but in my mind, I see him as walking. It's not on him to believe that he's healed. It's on you, the healer, to believe that he's healed. You're the one using the law of assumption. You assume that he is healed, and he is healed. You assume that he is forgiven, and he is forgiven. You assume that he's laughing, and he is laughing. You assume your divine masculine is fighting for you, and your divine masculine is fighting for you. You assume it. You are the healer. No one out there is doing it. You are doing it. So it is time for you to recognize what you're here to do, why you've been pulled into a lower frequency, why you woke up today stiff, tired, angry even. Your higher self wanted it. Even if you had to do like bad behaviors to get to that frequency, like low vibrational things, what you would consider low vibrational, like maybe you drank last night or something. The point is your higher self agreed to do that so that you could get to that frequency. Because you really are being called into something, okay, into some situation there. And who knows, maybe you're going to resonate because you drank last night. You'll resonate with someone who is an alcoholic. Maybe you needed that, right? You never know. Maybe you went to a club last night and like you would never normally do that because you would just meditate all day. But instead you went to a club and it's like, it's different for you. You're like, why did I want to enjoy that so much? And you did. Maybe you just indulged. Who knows? Maybe there's a dude there who's singing karaoke, but he's on his last leg. And he's only doing it because he's got one day left before, you know what I mean? Like you don't know. We don't know what these people are going through. But God knows. And you are God. Your higher self knows. So go within. Stop beating yourself up for doing the low vibrational shit you needed to do in order to get to that frequency. So be in the world, not of it, right? Go enjoy your life. Go have fun at the club. Go do that. You are a human being. We are allowed to have fun in the 3D. We are allowed to have a good time, right? Stop beating yourself up about it. A lot of us do because we're like, well, that wasn't perfect. I didn't eat vegan, or, oh man, maybe I should have said like namaste to that person, or like, oh, come on. Sometimes we say fuck you instead, right? But we need to really start having a little bit more self-forgiveness. We want to forgive others. We want to help others transition, cross over, right? Well, okay, we should probably do the same for ourselves. Stop beating ourselves up. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it did help. I just wanted to make one more public service announcement that I am monitoring a lot more about who I read for anymore. So I would ask that after you guys make your payment to read with me, to book a reading, if you could just like write a paragraph, or maybe even before paying if you want to, just write a paragraph about what it is that you need help with, so I can see if I should actually assist you, if I'm the one to help you, okay? If you don't mind. I think that that's going to be something I start doing going forward. I'm much more selective in who I read for now. So anyway, I know this will help someone, and I love you very much, and God loves you very much, and your divine masculine loves you very much, and your divine feminine loves you very much. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Even if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed for the first time in a really long time, you need to know why, okay? Okay, healer? That's what you need to know, and you need to go heal people. I love you.